Hello everyone, I am Edme Eligado and today I am excited to share the story of Paz Marquez Benitez titled The Dead Stars. So, The Dead Stars is a story about love, longing, and it also shows how people dealt with those feelings during the time of big changes. So now, let's get started. First, we have to introduce our author. Now, who is Paz Marquez Benitez? As you can see on the screen, she is the author of The Dead Stars. So, Paz Marquez Benitez was a Filipino short story writer, educator, and editor. Her career as a woman educator as well as her contributions as a writer are seen as an important step within the advancement of women in professional careers as well as in the development of Philippine literature. She was also a beauty queen. Now let's proceed to the characters of the story. First is Alfredo Salazar. He is the son of Don Julian. He is over 30 years old bachelor. Esperanza is the first woman he falls in love with. After their engagement, he falls in love with Julia Salas. The next one is Esperanza. Esperanza, she is the wife of Alfredo Salazar. Esperanza is an impassionate woman having strong will and principles. A homely woman, she is also among the lucky women who have the aptitude of consistent beauty. Julia Salas. Julia Salas, she is the sister-in-law of Judge Del Valle. She is the second woman with whom Alfredo falls in love with. She remains single for the entire of her life. The other characters are Julian. He is the father of Alfredo Salazar. Carmen, she is the only sister of Alfredo. Vicente, he is Carmen's husband. And Judge Del Valle, he is Julia's brother-in-law. Doña Adela, she is Julia's sister, a pretty, small, plump old woman with baby complexion. Calexta, she is a note carrier of Esperanza and Alfredo Salazar. Brigada Samoy, the elusive woman whom Alfredo is searching for. Settings. The settings of the short story Dead Stars are various Calle Real, house of Judge Del Valle, and the house of Don Julian. Um, Dead Stars is a short story about a 30-year-old Alfredo Salazar who is about to marry her fiancée Esperanza. However, his attraction to Julia Salas fades, and he marries Esperanza. After 8 years, he visits Julia and realizes his love for her is dead, comparing it to a dead stars. So, The Dead Stars is a short story written by Paz Marquez Benitez, and it is considered one of the most classic work of Philippine literature. So now, here's the breakdown of the story's structure. Now, let's proceed to the exposition of the story. The story is set in the Philippines during the early 20th century, focusing on the societal norms and the expectation of that time. The main characters are introduced, with Alfredo Salazar being the protagonist and the central figure in the narrative. The cultural concept of courtship, marriage, and the societal expectation is established. Next one is the exposition. Alfredo Salazar was engaged to Esperanza, his girlfriend, for 3 years. The start of the relationship was relatively warm, with Alfredo wooing Esperanza like a man in their love sickness. But as the years went by, the warmth love fire slowly flickered, and it was because of Julia Salas. The point of view of the story. The third person omniscient. The story is narrated in the third person, offering an objective view of Alfredo's experiences and internal struggles. The narration also provides insight into the perspectives of other characters. The rising action. Alfredo Salazar never told Julia Salas that he was engaged. At first, he didn't notice the change in his heart was taking form. But then he started keeping details of his activities to his fiancée. And then the guilty feeling crept in. When he found out that Julia was about to head back to her distant hometown, he felt blue and frightened. Next is the climax of the story. Alfredo Salazar meets Julia Salas in the church after the Holy Thursday procession. Although he knew that Esperanza was already waiting for him, he approached her and she conversed with him with a cold expression. It told him she finally knew already. She congratulated him and said she will be at his wedding. Then they parted. Following action. When he visited Esperanza in her house, he overheard her talking to Calexta about infidelity and immorality, to which he reasoned in favor of condemn. The statement caused an intense fury to Esperanza, and then she told him that she already knew. She dared Alfredo to abandon her. Resolution. Eventually, the wedding took place. After several years, Alfredo was sent to a distant village due to a legal assignment. It bothered him so much because it was near Julia's hometown. And there he found her. She never married, but he wondered how life would be if he ended up being with her. But it was too late, and he could never bring things back. When Alfredo looked at Julia, he doubted it if she ever cared for him. If he has mistaken the part light in her eyes as manifestation of a possible romance, but now they're all gone, and so it was indeed all done. Now we go to the conflict of the story. Man versus self. Internal conflicts happened when Alfredo Salazar had a change of heart and feelings for Julia were formed. Men versus society. Societal conflict occurred when Alfredo Salazar was overthinking the reactions of people if they will cancel their marriage. The last one is the theme of the story. Forbidden love, responsibility, morality and fidelity, love and infatuation. Next is the theme of the story. Dead Stars explores forbidden love and the responsibility with Alfredo, engaged to his beloved Julia, forgetting his responsibility towards her. Despite 8 years, Julia's change. That is all about the story of Dead Stars by Paz Marquez Benitez. Thank you so much.